He's not going?
I think you should just put him on a scooter and drag him.
There it is.
You ready? Welcome to the regular meeting of the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting. It is November 7th. At this time, roll call.
Mayor Schrager.
Here.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes, here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Levy.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Does anybody know?
Don't know.
He's probably late, because he didn't say he wasn't coming.
No.
We'll give him an excuse if he comes in a
A
half.
late mark. At this time, I ask you to stand to salute to the flag. Remain standing for a moment of silence. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. And here he is. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal buildings. So I have some announcements to make in my mayor's report. The first one is a really nice announcement, and it's very exciting for Oakland. Every year, the Automobile Association of America, everybody knows AAA or AAA, holds a luncheon and invites the police departments to attend. At the luncheon, AAA gives awards to police departments for traffic safety. The award signifies excellence in traffic safety. AAA sends out a traffic safety survey to each department, which determines what level of award is presented. And the exciting news is, this is the second year in a row that Oakland Police Department has been awarded the highest honor, the Award of Excellence. So congratulations to the Oakland Police Department and to Officer Frank Fiore, who is our traffic safety officer. And I think we should all be proud. It's very, very exciting, and it's very difficult to get that highest honor.
Good job, Frank.
Frankie? Everybody, please mark your calendars. Monday night, November 12th, that's this coming Monday night at 7 o'clock, there's going to be a town meeting at the Valley Middle School in the cafeteria. And the main topic will be the Patriots Way Bridge. In the meantime, everyone, please, if you're going into the reserve, the Patriots Way Bridge is temporarily closed, and this is for safety reasons. The way to get in and the way to get out is either through Navajo, Lenape Lane to Truman, or to Glen Gray Road. These roads were not meant for heavy traffic. They were not meant for the volume of traffic that is traversing those roads. So please be patient, and please be courteous to your fellow travelers. And this, starting tomorrow's the 8th, tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, we are finally getting Route 202 repaved. Now that's assuming it doesn't rain, or I heard there might be some snow or icy weather, but if all goes well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there'll be milling on 202 and a complete repaving where it was all botched from PSE&G when they replaced the gas lines.
Mayor, I think they said 100% chance of rain on Friday.
That was, I did hear that.
Yeah, 100% chance on
But
Friday.
then again, it wasn't supposed to rain one day and it rained, so let's hope they're
keep
wrong
our
this
fingers
time. Yes, keep your fingers crossed, because if it rains, they can mill, they told me they can mill in the rain, but they can't repave in the rain. So if they mill and then they can't repave, I think the road's gonna be worse.
Day of Saturday.
We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed that it doesn't rain and the road gets milled and repaved Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we waited for this weekend because this is 2 days school is closed, and we thought it would be the best possible pattern not to have school buses. So, if you can, please come Monday night, Valley Middle School cafeteria, 7 o'clock. Council is invited, professionals are invited. Our engineer is going to be the main speaker because he's the expert on bridges and repairs and the underneath of the bridge and safety of the bridge. This Sunday is Veterans Day ceremony at Veterans Park. What is it, the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month? But I think it's starting at 10:45, is that correct, Councilman?
Yes.
No. So come to Veterans Park on Sunday.
Sunday or Monday, you said?
Sunday, right. Monday is the
Observance.
observance by the schools. The school's closed, right? School's closed? No? No. By the courts. The courts are closed.
Yes.
Right, and federal buildings are closed, government buildings are
Yeah,
closed.
Borough Hall's closed.
Borough Hall's closed, but the actual holiday is the 11th day of November, which is Sunday. At this time, I'm going to mention that ad hoc committees, and in the borough form of government, ad hoc committees are appointed by the mayor and can be disbanded by the mayor. And at this point, I am officially disbanding the Station Park Committee. I had sent out letters to every member of Station Park, and I thank you all for your service who worked on Station Park. You planned it, you gave us a great proposal, you worked on the grant. It's going to be a wonderful future, but at this time, there is no reason to have Station Park in existence. If and when it's needed again, it can be resurrected. But you're shaking your head no. But thank you all for your service, and I hope everybody received their letters, and thanking you for your service on Station Park. I want to say something about our volunteers. We are so lucky in Oakland to have a wonderful group of residents who give of their time freely. It takes the time, it takes away from work, it takes away from their family, and I'm sure it takes away from their pocketbooks, because by being a volunteer, you tend to spend money that you normally would not spend. And we are so lucky in Oakland that we have so many volunteers who give up their time and do this, and they do it selflessly, and they do it to help the community. And it could be whatever committee or commission or board you serve on, you are doing it as a volunteer, and you're doing it because you want to help. We have a wonderful, wonderful recreation program in Oakland. In fact, when you hear about Oakland, you hear two things. We have great school, well, besides the taxes, but we have great schools, and we have an outstanding recreation program. And the program is only as good as the people who coordinate the program, man the program, and do everything they can for the program. And I want to thank all members of our Recreation Commission who helped make our recreation program have the reputation that it does throughout the area. Everybody talks about the Oakland Recreation Program. We have great fields, we have great programs, and we have a great group of volunteers who serve. And so I ask that please be respectful of the members of any board, any commission, any committee, and especially the recreation program, because they're working with our children, and our children watch how adults behave. And I'm asking everyone to please be courteous and respectful. And yes, not everybody agrees on everything. And if they did, it would be a very boring world and we would get nothing done. But we have to work together, and we have to help each other, and we have to respect each other. And I'm asking anyone, if you have a problem with the recreation program in any form, if you have a problem with any member of the boards, commissions, committee, do it respectfully and do it with, be courteous. And remember, these are volunteers, these are not paid employees, and no one should take the abuse that has been perpetrated on some of the members of our recreation committee. And I ask you, please, please, if you have a problem, on any board, committee, commission, there's a council person who's a liaison to each of our boards, commissions, committees. Talk to that council person, but do it quietly. Don't make a spectacle, and please respect the volunteers who are working. And with that, I'm going to end by congratulating our returning council people. That's Councilman Lou Levy and Councilman John Bialy.
Thank you, Mayor.
It
Yes.
was a tough battle, but thanks.
Yes. And with that, I will,
Do you want to mention about the meeting, next meeting being?
I was going to do it at the end again,
Oh.
right. Yes. Mark your calendar also. Cross off November 20th. The November 20th council meeting is canceled. And it's due to the way the calendar falls, because right after that is Thanksgiving, and then we have December 5th is the next council meeting. So just look at your calendar, delete, erase, white out, or cross off, but there will not be a council meeting on November 20th. Thank you for reminding me. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
November 21st.
Right.
We had originally scheduled that for Tuesday.
You were going to come on the 21st?
Well, it says right here, come on the 21st.
No, if we remember, no, if we had to be scheduled months ago.
I wasn't paying attention.
Actually, it was on the calendar, but it doesn't matter, it's canceled. So you don't have to think about it.
Well, now I have to figure out how to do that.
Oh, December 5th is the next council meeting. With
Only
that,
this event, I guess, right?
can I get a motion?
We have a
Hey,
motion.
We have a motion?
You got a second
A
already.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak?
I didn't know that.
You
Name
said aye.
and address.
Jeff Smirchinsky, 90 Skyline Drive.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Mayor and council, welcome to the town as the new CFO. Congratulations. I'm standing here today because I stood here last month asking questions about my neighbor who has illegally dumped on my property, has diverted water, is in violation of the Highlands Act, and I haven't heard anything.
Mr. Kearns, I thought the building department was going to look into that.
Yeah, they were, and they did send me a report that they had gone out there, and I believe that they never contacted you?
Well, the zoning official came out, he took a few pictures, he made obvious comments that he recognized that the land was destroyed. And he said, well, we usually leave this up to the DEP because it's their say. I've never heard of the fact that the DEP controls whether or not someone illegally dumps on another person's property. And I thought it was zoning and Boswell Engineering that would look into the diversion of water from one property to another. In Upper Saddle River, it's against the law to do that. The person has to dig a ditch, get Boswell to approve it. They have to bury it underground and let it seep. He's moved this water 200 feet. He has blatantly redirected water in two streams, and you're going to leave it up to somebody else. And your zoning official won't enter the other person's property. This is another thing I've never heard of.
Before you leave, will you go and speak to Mr.
I will.
Kearns and make sure that this
will.
is followed up?
Yeah, I can tell you the report I got indicated that there was no debris near or in the stream.
There's hundreds of tons of debris.
Did the zoning official come out since the last council meeting, or was that prior?
Yes, and he only walked on my property.
Who was it?
With mud.
Mike.
Yeah.
I have trees that have died. There is a blatant destruction of property. He has not only has he rerouted streams, he's piped it through. So I used to have a pond on my property. I don't have that pond anymore because the water comes through with such force, it actually removed the pond. I have tires on my property. I have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage. And you can't tell me that you're going to leave this up to the DEP, because if you leave it up to the DEP, I'm going to ask you to abolish the law, and we can just start dumping on anybody's property.
Mr. Kern, could you please follow up on this?
Yeah, actually, the borough engineer and I will have a conversation with Dan as well. I think we're going to have Mr. Ekemic get involved at this point as well.
Do you know Mr. Ekemic? He's from Boswell. He's our Boswell engineer.
I know Boswell Engineering only because I deal with Boswell
Well,
Engineering.
now you're going to
outside
be
of
dealing with
River.
John.
Tell Marissa I said hello.
I'm sorry.
Marissa Tiberi, tell her I said hello.
I will.
So, before you leave, you'll speak to Mr. Kearns and you'll speak to John Ekemic for
All
Boswell.
right, I honestly feel that summonses need to be issued. It's the only way you're going to get him to resolve this issue.
Well,
And
maybe
you
the-
can't leave it to the DEP because the DEP doesn't say that that someone can dump on my property.
Well, maybe the three of you could schedule an appointment when the right time is, that the three of you can go and walk.
Has he dumped
I
since the
think that
last
would be.
meeting?
Well, right after no, not since the last meeting,
Okay.
but once I had the property staked to identify property lines and everything like that, the very next day, there's a truck tire rolled down in the stream.
It's just like a drainage ditch.
And I had a police report and everything like that, but it's gotten to the point where I'm going to start removing stuff and putting it in his living room.
Well, before you do anything, John and Rich will come and the three of you will set a time and you'll go up there.
Okay? Thank you.
No, thank you.
90 Skyline.
Let's find out if it's a stream real quick.
Anybody else?
And Mike Guanino, 34 Hopper Street. I want to thank you for your kind, Recreation Chair, and thank you for your kind words, the volunteers. I've worked with a lot of the volunteers in town. I know I have a great group of commissioners that work very hard, and your words were very much appreciated. I also want to congratulate Councilman Levy and Councilman Bialy on your hard-fought victories last night. Good. I also want to congratulate Councilman Kamala, who, although he didn't get the results that he would have liked, you ran a good, clean, honest campaign, and you really held your head up high. You should really have been very proud, and your family should be very proud at the way you ran your campaign. And you represent Oakland well, and thank you for attempting your service there and for your service here on the council.
Thank you.
Okay?
I told them.
Thank you.
I said very respectable. Respectable response after that. Anyone else? No? Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes of October 24th, 2018. Any motion?
Moved, so moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If none, roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
We have the executive meeting minutes of October 24th, 2018, and you will have a copy. If there's going to be any discussion, it must be done during executive session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Is there going to be any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
You should have an addendum to your agenda or a new agenda, and on it is the addition of a request for a raffle license, RL 1345, and it is for the Parents Athletic Committee, Indian Hills High School. They're going to have a raffle on December 21st, 2018, at the Indian Hills High School at 7 p.m., and they're raffling off gift cards, and this is to support the ice hockey programs and training. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And you will all notice that there was a resignation of the Rec Commission. Jackie Cronin sent in her resignation, and she served very well. And she has some family priorities that she has to tend to, and that's why she can no longer serve on the Recreation Commission. Her seat expires December 2020, and so at this point, I am offering the appointment of Sandra Cora to fill her seat, and her seat will expire on December 2020. And Sandra, congratulations. And you have to go to Lisa for the oath of office. And thank you for offering to serve on the Recreation Commission. We're going to do resolutions. I'll do it by consent agenda unless you want any pulled out. Just let me know. 18336 is to authorize the assignment of lease to Immaculate Heart Media, Inc., which is a radio broadcasting tower. It was originally Universal Broadcasting. They have since had a purchase agreement with Immaculate Heart Media, Inc., and so this will be to do what?
This
Down.
author,
Find my mic.
Oh,
Yeah, this
an assignment of the lease.
this authorizes an assignment of the lease. to-
Exactly,
to
I
the
had it
different-
underlined, I couldn't find it. Thank you. 18337, authorized municipal alliance grants application, and it is application FY 2020, and the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through the Municipal Alliance, and the Borough Council has applied funding to the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through the county, and we authorize submission of an application for the grant for the fiscal year of 2020. And it is Dieter, $9,876, cash match, $2,469, and in-kind, $7,407. Resolution 18338, hire DPW worker Kevin Tesserio as a supervising public works repairer in the department, effective Monday, December 3rd, 2018, at an annual salary of $71,818. 18339 is authorizing the CDBG grant agreement for the senior center improvements, and CDBG is Community Development Block Grants, and the purpose of this grant is $69,335, 2018 to 2019, for senior center improvements. 18340 is the agreement for the sanitary sewer cleaning, and it's for jetting services of sanitary and storm water systems, and it's proposal by Northwest Bergen Utilities Authority, and the rate is 51 cents per linear foot in 2019 and 52 cents per linear foot in 2020, an equipment charge of $500 per day for such services. 18341 is authorized shared service agreement TV inspection, but it's inspection, not television as you think, but inspection of sanitary and stormwater systems, again through Northwest Bergen Utilities Authority, and it is the sum of 83 cents per linear foot in 2019, 84 cents per linear foot in 2020, and a minimum charge of $400 each day of inspection for such services. 18342 is approve of vehicle auction bids. There were four vehicles: 2003 Mitsubishi, 1999 BMW, 1999 BMW, 1981 International, 1954. And if you wish to see the list of bids, you're welcome to come to Borough Hall and the winning bidders. 18343 is authorized transfer budget appropriations, $26,500 from insurance, sewer, and water to building and ground repairs, maintenance, sewer, and water electricity. 18344 is to authorize the 2019 shared service agreement of sludge disposal, again with Northwest Bergen Utilities Authority, and it is a 2019 shared service agreement for sludge, maximum 2.6% solids, $35 per 1,000 gallons. For sludge, minimum greater than 2.6%, maximum 4% solids, $54 per 1,000 gallons. For sludge, minimum greater than 4% solids and maximum 8% solids, $72.50 per 1,000 gallons. And for sludge with solids greater than 8%, $95 per 1,000 gallons. And I think that is it.
So moved.
And no one wishes to pull any out?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinistelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Ordinances, introduction, 18 Code 776, to authorize salary ordinance, and it has to do with in the police department, and it also, paragraph 8, respecting the salaries of senior citizen center, is hereby amended such that the same shall read as follows. So is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinistelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Ordinance 18 Code 777, it is an ordinance for accessory structures. We had discussed this. This was part of a very lengthy discussion, and it is it started with the pods, but what is the actual, that's the...
The storage units. the
storage units, everybody knows them as pods, and...
Transportable storage units.
Thank you.
It's not a problem, I'm in the business.
Here it is. Some property owners are using corrugated metal C-type containers. Does that describe it?
Okay.
That's the difference.
For storage of either personal property or business commercial property on a permanent basis. And this new ordinance is supposed to restrict it. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinistelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
So I asked
Mayor,
that...
I just want to note that the hearings will be on December 5th.
Before I was going to just say. I asked that if you are interested, I would ask that you go to Borough Hall and pick up a copy of the ordinance on accessory structures and a copy of the ordinance on the salary ordinance, so that you are ready to talk about it when we have our open hearing, when it's the final hearing, which will be on
December 5th.
December 5th, which is our next council meeting. Everybody wrote that down?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
No.
Final adoption. This is ordinance, this is 18 bond 774, capital purchases, water utility. Is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on this? No? Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve? No?
So moved.
Oh,
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinistelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
This next one is ordinance 18 bond 775. It's a bond ordinance, and it's for engineering phase for sewer project. Is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to speak on this? Seeing none, motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Is
Aye.
there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinistelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
We have work session agenda items. The first one is the recreation fee ordinance, which would be Councilman Kumala as the rec liaison. And we are lucky to have our rec commission chairman here and a member of the rec commission. What?
Vice Chair.
Oh, you're the
Vice
vice chair. Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to announce that.
Right-hand man.
So if there's any questions, we have people here who can answer. You're on.
I'm sorry,
I can,
Mr. Cody.
Oh,
I can take this.
I guess
This
you're
is-
on.
This is very brief. Just as part of our normal budget process, when the Recreation Commission submits their budget request for the upcoming year, they include a schedule of fees and any proposed changes for the fees to support their programs. This year, and we usually try to get the fee ordinance adopted by the end of the year, so it's in effect for the upcoming budget year. This year, they're just proposing two very small changes, one to the roller hockey program that would increase it by $5 per registration to partially offset declining enrollment. And the 3rd and 4th grade softball program fee would actually be reduced by $6 due to lower costs. For example, they're not having umpires at those games anymore, they were explaining to me, and to help achieve parity with the cost of the baseball program. They had put on their schedule 3 new programs, but we checked the current fee schedule. Those are programs that started in 2018. They were very successful. We're going to continue them in 2019, but those fees are actually already in the ordinance. So just those 2 small changes are recommended, and if you're okay with that, we would prepare an ordinance for introduction on the 5th.
Councilman, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it's nice to see that the 3 programs that were last year are being carried across, and it really shows, as you know, just echo what you said, Mayor, earlier today. This is one commission that works extremely hard, and they're really here servicing the residents and the children within our community, and they deserve the respect that they're due. So as the mayor said, if anybody does have an issue, reach out to me personally or reach out to the mayor.
Thank
So,
you.
Good work, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you for adding that. Do you wish to offer any information that the council may need? No? Yes? Maybe?
Got a mic, yeah. Just to address the issue with the roller hockey rink, as we talked about the declining enrollment, it's basically because the rink is down.
Oh.
As everybody knows.
Well, that's a good reason.
Yeah, so Wyckoff is being incredibly gracious in allowing us to participate and use their rink. We're actually going to join our high school level teams are going to form one team to help kind of make it work for everybody. But I'm sure Council's going to talk about it later about the grants. We applied for the one Bergen County grant, and I'll let you talk later about the other grant. So we are working hard to get this rink fixed. We're working hard to get it fixed, costing the taxpayers $0.
Wow, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. You're still on, Mr. Clemens?
Thank you. Next item, the annual best practices inventory, and I say that with air quotes. I think you all know how myself and the other professionals feel about this. This has gone through numerous iterations over the years. Last year there were 25 questions. This year there's 61 questions in a variety of practice areas. We went through it. There was considerable discussion between my association, the CFO's professional association, and the state on the intent of some of these questions and trying to make some changes to better reflect what we thought were actual best practices versus some of the things that was contained in this year's list. The state declined to make any changes to that, but they said they're open to looking at it next year, saying that a lot of the information they're trying to gather is for survey purposes, yet it still somehow manages to potentially affect the town's aid if they're not able to answer in the affirmative to a sufficient number of questions. So,
Why don't they break it down into 2 parts then?
well, that's one of the things that we said. You want to send out a survey, that's great. Towns love it when you actually ask our opinion on things. But be that as it may, we're fine. Our overall score is 85%. There's no loss of aid. And the scoring breakdown was 41 yes answers, 9 no answers, 7 not applicable, and 4 prospective, which basically means there are things that we're willing to take a look at in the future. You've all had a chance to hopefully review the list and the questions and the answers, and the CFO and I are happy to answer any questions you have.
So 85%,
Yes.
is passing?
Actually, what's the passing rate? I think 80% is passing.
Anybody have any questions?
Is the 85%, I mean, is that pretty much, is that what Wyckoff and Franklin Lakes are getting? I mean, are we in the ballpark, or should we be getting 90s, or?
I have no idea. I mean, I can tell you going through it that there are a number of no's, at least 3 in particular, that will be yeses for next year. Other ones, it was just based on the questions that were asked. And again, this is questions that kind of drew some negative comments from my colleagues and myself, such as, do you have a full-time planner on staff? If you answer no, that counts against you, but, that's not a best practice. There are many towns that have no need for a full-time planner.
Right.
Do you have electric vehicles in your fleet? Well, if you don't have any, as we don't, because we've looked at them and decided for, doing cost analyses that they don't fit for us right now.
I'll take one.
What's that?
I'll take one.
Yeah. That it didn't best serve our needs, but we have to answer no to that.
Right.
So certain of these questions carry assumptions
So,
that we don't
yeah.
agree with. I don't know how other towns are going to do. It really depends on their particular situations, but we're fine overall.
All right. Thank
Well,
you.
we'll have an audit next year, so that'll end up on question.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of these are interesting. Okay, does anybody, any more questions on that? No. Amend water and sewer rates.
Okay, the last time we amended our water and sewer rates was 4 years ago. We did it late in 2014 for the 2015 calendar year. So we've gone without any rate adjustments since that time. After looking at what we have coming up in the Water and Sewer Committee in terms of especially the Water Quality Accountability Act requirements for the water utility, which I know Councilman Bialy has talked about here, and the workload that's put on DPW. And you took an action tonight to address some of that by authorizing the hire of the new DPW employee. And also where we are with our sewer utility and the transformation that's undergoing. We do see a need for a modest 2% increase on the rates across the board for next year.
We're not in deficit, are we?
No,
Money-wise?
the utilities are self-liquidating. Fund balance is okay. We drew down a lot of fund balance in both of the funds this year because of, what we expect to be some one-time expenditures that we were using it for. But, and there is some inherent variability with the amount of, especially the amount of water rents that we get depending on seasonal usage.
Are we selling any water anymore?
You mean to other communities?
Yeah,
No.
there was an interconnection with Wyckoff, I think.
That hasn't been used, I don't think,
Okay.
since I've been here. No. Based on the analysis the CFO put together,
Thank you.
based on our current water usage or water volume that we pump, we could expect a little over $56,000 in increased revenue for the water utility and about $8,700 for the sewer utility for next year.
So when you say self-liquidating, just so that residents understand, the expense must be offset by the income, so.
Yes, so it's generating, the funds are generating enough revenue to cover expenses.
So if we didn't do
not
this,
operate in the red.
if we didn't do this, we'd be in violation.
You could potentially be in violation. If your rents fall and
Right.
your expenditures exceed your revenue, then
Correct.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else?
So just with your concurrence, we'll prepare ordinances for the next meeting.
Okay. And towing ordinance.
Same sort of a thing. The last time we did anything with our towing rates was 2010, so coming up on a decade for that. And the police department, I guess, had been approached by some of the towers. They notified us that our rates are rather low compared to surrounding towns. So we took a look at it. They did a survey. They looked at what the state police and Mahwah and Wyckoff and Franklin Lakes was charging. And they're recommending to keep towers interested, that the fees that licensed towers can earn be adjusted to better reflect the current market that are.
So that's not money
In this
we
area.
get, it's money
How
that the towing
how did they
company
get paid?
They get paid by the cars that they're towing, by the towee.
Towee?
By the
Yes,
towee.
towee
Right.
pays.
Right. But when they're licensed by the borough, these are the authorized rates they can charge.
Right.
And even though we're so low compared to the other towns, according to the chart, we still have companies that want to do the towing?
Yeah, but they're letting us know that they're not happy.
I think they're local too, right? I mean, they're close by, so they're not traveling great amount of distance.
They're in the area.
Yeah.
So,
There's one other aspect. There's a case that came out in June regarding municipal towers under the Predatory Towing Act that a non-consensual tow can only have one charge. So all these additional charges would not apply. So it has to conform to the Predatory Towing Act. If there's an accident, there can be other charges. If it's non-consensual, where the police direct that a vehicle be impounded or towed, it's one charge. So that has to be clarified also.
Okay, does this do that, Brian, or
No.
you still need to take a look at that and make
No.
revisions?
Basically, what will happen is you'll have two categories, one for the non-consensual and the other for those that are in accidents or where the vehicle owner directs the tow.
All right.
So that would be the basic towing rate?
Correct. It's a conversation I'll have with the officer in charge.
Okay.
Okay, Brian, you think we'll still be in a position to introduce an ordinance on the 5th for this?
I'm going to say no on this and yes to all the others. The towing has become a little more complicated now.
But even so, does anybody want to comment on the rates that are proposed? I mean, you're going from $95 to $140?
I guess my question would be, why are we not more in line with Wykoff, and why do we need to be the second highest town? Or why do we need to actually be almost as high as the state police?
Well, he addressed that in his letter, Chief, Captain.
Yeah, no,
Just because we've been outdated for many years, that's a big jump.
Well, it is, and that's the sort of thing that can happen when, you're not looking at this annually or biannually. Almost 9 years has gone by now, and I think that they're expecting that perhaps another significant period of time will go by before it gets adjusted again. So they wanted to build that in to the rates.
Wouldn't we be better off doing a smaller increase and just putting a schedule on that we can just adjust? We can look at this every year,
Or biannual.
or buy it every 2 years.
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
I just think that's a big number. I mean, how many vehicles are we towing a day, week, month, year here?
I don't have a calculator. I don't know.
Well, you're going to talk to, our attorney's going to talk to,
Well, I understand, but
our attorney's going to talk to the officers, and with the case law that now has to be satisfied and complied with, I think this we'll have a better understanding next time when Brian comes back to us with an understanding of the case.
Brian, can I ask a question? So if
Maybe.
they're only allowed to make one charge,
What will happen is the non-consensual towing will be the basic service charge, which is the first category on the chart. The amounts being proposed, I don't believe are objectionable from what I've seen in other communities.
will they be allowed then to charge their light hook
Nope,
mileage charges?
no.
Oh, well, then it's not, I don't think it's out of line then.
No, the rates are not online except the top one, the
So,
basic towing.
Hey,
It's a big jump.
let me speak to Captain Sanzari. I want to go over the Predatory Towing Act, but I think because you're limited to the one charge in the non-consensual,
Right.
it certainly makes sense, because you're not going to add on all the other
Right,
charges.
that's what if they can't do that, then that's not an outrageous number.
Okay.
All
With
right,
that,
so we'll work that further and bring it back when it's ready.
is there any new business?
Mayor, I actually had one item, just very briefly. The annual Community Development Block Grant application is due this year on December 7th. We'll need to have a resolution on the 5th. I'm working with John Ukemic on putting together a cost estimate and a grant application for a emergency generator for the senior center. I just wanted to alert you to that because you'll see that on the next meeting agenda.
That's not considered one of the improvements that we're doing at the senior center?
That's not included in any of the current grants, no.
Okay. Any other new business?
Mayor, I have some unfinished business.
Is that new business?
Old business.
Old business.
Deb, we keep saying we're gonna add old business.
Last time I brought it on.
Right, we're gonna add that category. Okay, old business.
Just since we got members of the rec commission here, Mr. Coons, give us an update on the bathrooms at the rec field.
Sure, I spoke with the architect earlier this week. He had to turn his attention to the senior center improvements due to a time crunch with that kind of imposed by the county. But he said that those specs will be done next week, and if we don't have a bid date where they're going out next week, it'll be the week thereafter. So that'll be coming right on the heels of the senior center work, and same thing with the Roosevelt stuff as well, same sort of time frame.
Okay.
We're almost ready to go out and send the bid ad out on that.
So probably, this looks like we're going to have to bid in the next 3 weeks then?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
terrific.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other old business, new business?
Yes, Mayor?
Is this old or new?
Old.
Oh,
Are old homes on Truman taken down?
I mean
No,
Roosevelt?
that's what we were
Roosevelt,
talking about.
no.
It said the bid ad should be going out next week, and then that'll be scheduled for demolition. We did have a call today with Bergen County on the Land Conservancy's role in the grant process and the money that they were giving us, just to firm that up.
So none of them have been
That's-
taken down yet?
Correct.
No,
None.
no. So far, we've closed on.
2 years?
On 8, well, so far we've closed on 8. The bid will include all 8 properties. 6 of those were from Phase 1. The 2 that we've closed on Phase 2 will be included as well. And there should be another 2 or 3 of the properties that we should be closing on by the end of the year as well.
And when is the bid going out?
As I said, the bid ad should be out next week.
Okay, and the properties are abated for rodents before they take it down?
That's
supposed to be.
that's part of the scope for
Yeah.
the contractor to
Yeah, I
have to do.
would really make sure they do that, because being so close to the river, there's more than
Yeah, there
likely.
could be critters in there,
Yeah.
so.
River rats.
Just make sure no
Radis
people.
norvegicus.
Rabbits.
I have, I don't know if it's old or new, but a question business. Fire department, did they, and the grant, fire department / grant, did they apply for the grant?
For the fire truck, yes.
Yes,
And for the breathing apparatuses, yes.
because I received a call today from Congressman Josh Gottheimer about he wants to help by writing a letter and submitting. So who is the person who should be calling Josh to get, Congressman Gottheimer, to get his letter of support?
Actually, Marlene Casey would be, or Capital Alternatives. She's the one who contacted them to get the letter.
Okay,
Yeah, Mayor, yeah, exactly. CAC's been in contact with his
Okay.
office throughout this entire process.
okay, because they called me today. Got it. Do you want to, do you have the
actually-
contact? Do you want to speak to Marlene?
Sure I will. I did actually speak to her today about it, because I asked her about the letter. And she told us that the letter was actually going to get sent directly to the grant.
Because they called me there, I guess.
Then we have to contact her. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
That's my little note.
I'll just put it on my new Burrow
Oh, go
iPad.
right ahead, type it in.
How do I put it on my Burrow iPad?
Scan it.
He's gonna post it. He's gonna post it.
Oh, you can use your pen on the notes.
No, you think so, but look.
He has to charge his pen.
No, it has to go into notes. It goes under the notes section.
We're
Wait, jeez, I just lost my place.
Okay, as you're figuring out, then we'll start this end, the council committee reports, because he's playing with his computer. So Councilman Calhoun.
Yes. I just want to say congratulations to Councilman Bialy and Councilman Levy. It's
Thank
nice.
you.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for putting the time in to do this. This is a tough job, and I thank everybody that does it. And also, congratulations, you didn't get what you wanted, but Eric, like they said, you ran a good race, and we're very proud of you. And thank you for volunteering for that. And then the public events, we had the Halloween, not parade, the event, I'll call it.
But I congratulate you and your committee who did a super job indoors.
It was wonderful. If you weren't there, you missed, we had the corn maze inside the cafetorium. Who knew that was going to happen? It was But that was great. The kids had a great time. The parents had a lot of fun. We had the volunteers, the classic car guys that come. They came anyway and handed out candy. They they didn't have to come. They came because they wanted to. They enjoy seeing the kids and helping us out in Oakland. That was really nice of them. They didn't have to show up at all, and they came dressed up. They handed out candy that they supplied themselves. Just great event, and I didn't hear one complaint. So
No.
so it was really done well. But let's hope next year it's outside.
But you know what? Whoever came up with the idea of instead of carving or drawing on pumpkins, the stickers on the pumpkins.
The stickers.
That was
Well,
incredible.
Thank you for that. We were able to use what you call Oriental Trading because of our CFO and figuring out what we needed to do.
Oh,
So-
good.
So we were not in in violation of any laws. But also, we still need members on the public events, so, and like I always say, it's a great group of people. Please take the time to volunteer. It's a fun organization. And then the schools are closed tomorrow and Friday, and back on Monday, so that's it. Thank you.
Tree lighting.
The tree lighting is coming, I didn't write it down. It's
Second.
the 2nd, December 2nd, it's usually at 5 o'clock. So it'll be then.
That's
Thank
always
you.
nice. Also back inside.
Yes, back inside.
And more food.
Yeah. Thank you.
Councilman.
Thank you. As far as Rec Commission met last week, the football and cheer have just ended last week, and soccer's coming to a close very rapidly. Sign-ups are currently going on right now for roller hockey and wrestling, so just visit the website for more information. Also, as everybody knows, we've been working very hard on securing a grant for the hockey rink. I'm happy to announce that the grant is just about completed, and we have a public hearing taking place December 5th, at the December 5th council meeting, a public hearing for the council to approve, to back that grant. So, and after that, it's going to be a very quick timeline where when that gets approved after the hearing, and all the information is going to be FedExed down to Trenton, and hopefully we should be lined up to receive this grant
Right.
by the end of the year. So this is a pretty substantial grant moving forward, and everybody's been working very hard on this, members of the Rec Commission, Mr. Levy, myself, Borough Administrator's been hip deep in this, and really, we got a bow on this thing ready to go.
John Ukimic as well.
Yeah, John Ukimic. Oh, sorry, John.
It's okay.
We had a meeting of the OCC Communications Commission this past week. I'm happy to announce that if members of the council have a chance, go look in the back in the control room. They've done several improvements in there. The committee's working very hard. One of the things they're working on right now is a new logo for the Oakland TV committee. So when you're watching the council meetings, it's going to be a bit of a bug on the bottom corner like you see on the TV networks. And they're really working through to make, coming up with the colors and what that.
Is this a contest?
No, it isn't a contest,
Oh.
but the committee's working hard on it. Hopefully, we'll be able to show you some drafts of what that's going to look like next council meeting.
Okay.
So what we're going to be looking for is the commission's going to be asking for council approval so that we have that everybody's happy with it, and it can be part of the public record at that point. They're also they're currently working on their budget. Mr. Kuhn has that. Everybody's looking, they certainly still need pictures. If anybody has nice pictures of the town, maybe Mr. Menducci can put that on the website there, telling people if please send in pictures of the town so that it's going to be put up on the Oakland Channel 77. Also, library, we're still working through a few punch list items so we can close that job out, but we're very close on that.
That's great.
And we're getting very good press from the residents. They're really enjoying the library. Go down there anytime during the day, and then there's people there all the time. So it's a very comfortable space. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman.
Thank you very much, Mayor. First, I'd like to thank the residents of Oakland for the honor of their vote, and I promise to continue to serve all the residents of Oakland for the next 3 years. I take the responsibility very seriously, and I promise that I will continue to represent the best interest of the borough to the best of my ability. I'd like to send a congratulations over to Lou Levy for accepting the responsibilities to continue this as well for 3 years. And I'd like to congratulate Mr. Councilman Kumala for stepping up to the plate. And it's a tough little job to accept. And I know he's been very busy for the last 5-6 weeks, making sure that he's attended everything he has to go to, the debates, representing the Republican Party, and he did a very good job representing not only the party, but the borough of Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And John, I'm sorry, I forgot to, I'll say the same thing. Congratulations on your election.
Thank you.
I forgot to say it also. Same to you, Lou.
Okay. Oakland Council meeting report, senior report first. Movie day will be held Thursday, November 29th at 1 p.m., and the movie of the day will be Mamma Mia 2. Bingo is on the calendar and scheduled for Thursday, November 15th at 1 p.m. A notice to save the date for Wednesday, December 5th at 1 p.m. as well. There will be a presentation by the Financial Advisory Team at Merrill Lynch, and the topic of discussion will be estate planning and retirement income. Refreshments will be served. On Friday, December the 7th, a presentation by Bergen County and a discussion will be held on the golden discount cards, and they will be signing people up on that day.
What is the golden discount card?
I wait to see myself. It must have something to do with a senior discount, when you get golden in there.
Oh.
It's good,
We
okay.
could just walk into Dunkin' Donuts and say senior citizen discount, and they don't even ask your age.
I'm sure they're gonna be crowded in about 15 minutes. Okay, Department of Public Works. Public Works Department is currently inspecting all the borough-owned 2,240 storm drain locations as required by the DEP Stormwater Management Plan. Each basin will be examined, and any that require cleaning or repairs will be addressed in early December. The Vehicle Maintenance Division has recently completed its snow and ice control equipment and inspections. Every piece of snow removal equipment has been inspected and tested to prepare for the 2019 winter season, and I hope it waits until 2019. We would like to remind all residents that leaves will be collected curbside, will only be collected curbside in biodegradable bags, and leaves that will, or leaves placed in trash containers. No leaves will be collected in plastic bags or piled along the roadside. Also, if you have a storm drain near your property, please go out and check it and just remove any leaves that have compounded the drain system and move it away so we don't have ponding of water, which can cause hazards to both motorists and pedestrians with the water that builds up. And as it gets colder, that water becomes ice, and then we have issues to deal with on the roadway. The Water Department employees have completed the fire hydrant flushing and inspections for 2018. All 550 borough-owned hydrants are fully functional, and the employees are now focusing on water distribution system inspections and valve maintenance. We continue to be fully compliant with the NJDEP Water Quality Accountability Act. And the only other thing I have, and Eric and I were at a meeting last week for water and sewer. We continue to discuss our potential agreement with Northwest Bergen Utilities and prepare our agreement to be blessed by the DEP. And we're working together on that. And John Napolitano and Kevin Boswell are always come to the table with a lot of good information, and we are there absorbing this and trying to make the best possible deal we can with the sewer system when we get it.
It's coming.
That's my report. It is coming.
It's coming.
Thank you. Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I also would like to congratulate Councilman Levy and Councilman Bialy. I know they both put 100% effort into their assignment.
Thank
and,
you so much, Pat.
I thought you were going to say campaign.
No,
I couldn't have said it better myself.
but thank you both, and good luck in the future for the
Thank
next
you.
3 years, both of you.
Oh, I thought that was it.
No, no.
Oh,
No, the Environmental Commission that usually would have met last night has postponed their meeting until next week, so I'll be attending that meeting. And the Board of Health meeting will be in 2 weeks. I'll be attending that meeting also. Finance, I believe all the departments received their budget request sheets? I know the,
A while ago, deadline was the end of the month.
Okay.
So many of them have come in. A few departments or boards and commissions are still working on theirs pending, monthly meetings for approval and the like. So.
good. And that's it, Mayor, thank you.
thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. I guess I want to start by congratulating John. It was a well-run campaign. You were honorable and a good opponent. And I want to also add my thanks to Eric because, through a busy campaign, we were working very hard on the grants and the Patriots Way Bridge and the Green Acres grant, and Eric, pretty much attended everything, didn't miss a step. And I know it was challenging, especially the fire department grants, which we worked on until the last minute. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
The Oakland Flood Commission will be meeting tomorrow. If anybody is interested, we are still looking for 2 members to replace 2 members who are retiring at the end of the year. Again, they will be meeting tomorrow at 7:30 at the Senior Center.
Excuse me, that's planning board tomorrow night.
I'm sorry, Monday at the Senior Center.
Well, we have a meeting,
Well, I know we do, but the Flood Commission meets at the Senior Center on second Monday.
right, okay.
Who else is meeting?
We have-
We have a meeting, a town meeting,
The bridge meeting,
bridge meeting.
Bridgegate.
Bridgegate, yes.
Bridgegate.
And then actually, the Shade Tree Committee has an important message for all the residents. It appears that all the ash trees are diseased now. And there is a prediction that probably in the next 36 months, anybody who has an ash tree, it will be dead. So residents need to, be mindful if they think they have some, get them looked at. As they die, they will start to come down. We've identified approximately 50 to 60 along Route 202. I did speak with the county, and while the county doesn't take down the trees, if they're within the Route 202 right-of-way, they will provide funding for us to have them taken down. So it's going to be a busy year and a half for the shade tree with regard to the ash trees that are dying.
Were they infected by?
Yeah, there's some kind of disease. It's all the way up into Canada. Canada, up until this year, Canada was actually starting to deny accepting any wood from us because of the disease, but now the disease is spread up there, so
Wow.
the border is open again, but the problem's going to be, we're not going to have this species of tree. And the shade tree is also speaking to some arborists to help us with some of the regulations in town for trees and to get our permit process sped up a little bit. And I think that's it. Dr. Knapp?
So, I guess I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate everybody who won their terms, John and Lou, and
Thank you.
and kudos to Eric for trying to get in and doing a nice job. I do want to say, I think the town kind of looked nice this year because it was not flooded with campaign signs all over the place. I drive to Mawa every day, and oh my God. So what a difference. So,
But it would be nice if they took them down.
well, I agree, and I completely agree. Some people did, and yes, I know. Past your house on the way to work. Wow, that was quick. But Mawa did not, so we look nice compared to that. As far as reports, I don't have a report, so I'm done.
That's it?
It's kind of a record.
So I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to speak? Motion to close?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid, Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Bills to be paid, $2,011,344.25. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Calhoun.
Yes.
So, I need a motion to, before we close, reminder, Monday night, that is November 12th, at Valley Middle School, 7 PM, we're going to have a townwide meeting of representatives of the council. I'll be there, our professionals will be there, our engineer will be there, and the main topic will be the Patriots Way Bridge.
Mayor, before you close, I just want to point out, I did manage to get your note onto my phone, but I couldn't get it on the borough iPad.
Oh, okay. Good news. With that, a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting of November 20th has been canceled. Lou, you put that on your book? On your,
Now I have to do something else. I'm gonna
Okay.
die.
our next council meeting is December 5th. I wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. And don't forget, on Sunday, the Veterans Day ceremony in Veterans Park. And Monday night, which is November 12th, meeting at Valley Middle School. Hope, good weekend.